What's up guys, this is RG giving you another HD broadcast. I wanted to show you guys something really quickly about crafting in this game, so let's go ahead and check it out. First of all, let me tell you that there is a bunch of different crafting stuff you can do, although you can craft weapons with any crafting artisan, and that's using this equipment crafting tool. Now the only difference between, say, being a blacksmith and being like an alchemist is that blacksmith can craft perfect weapons, which are light blue weapons that you guys have seen before. I can show you a quick example of one. As I can't craft one, I'm not going to be able to show you from the equipment manager, so I'll go ahead and go to the trade office right now and I'll show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. By the way, right when you go into the trade officer, this page here is just the most recent stuff that's been posted. So Abaddon's toxic powder, one of those high level equipments there. Let me show you what I was talking about earlier though with the weapons. So let's go ahead and go to Hunter Weapons 51, and then this light blue stuff right here, Mastian Blade of Protection. These are usually not sold very often. If they are sold, they're usually bought out pretty much instantly. They go for really high prices, the light blue items there, and those are craftable by weaponsmiths or blacksmiths. So you can become a metal worker and do that and make those weapons. The only weapon you cannot make as a metal worker is a bow, and that you'd have to go into, I think, woodworking to make bows like that. So if you want to make bows, then go into woodworking and you can make perfect bows. If you want to make any other armors or weapons, then you go into metalworking and you can make those, like right here in this equipment crafting tool here. You also press J if you would like. Say if you're not at an equipment crafting tool, you want to see what you can craft or what it takes to craft an item, then you go ahead and press J. Say even if you're in the trade office and you're saying like, hey, I want to make a weapon for level 31. So say you're a hunter, you're level 31, so you go to like 25 to 34. You say, oh, I want to make a rare weapon. You go on to make a weapon. Let's say you wanted to make this bow here. Usually you want to go crit strength, by the way, if you're going with a bow for a ranger. If you wanted to do a scout, then you would go crit wisdom. But if for any other hunter class, it would be crit strength. So you'd say, okay, what do I need to make this item? Weapon or crude bow limb, crude tonic of savagery. So you remember you have to type it in correctly. So it would have to be capital W for weapon or. And then you could type in weapon or, and then you go over to the rare one that you need here, level 20. Then you'd filter that, and there's none on the auction house right now. Now, there's another option that you can do here. As you can see, there's two different ones that have crit strength on it. Like let's say this bow, the same bow, level 27, crit strength, right? So you're looking for that same thing right here, crit strength. But the only difference is that it actually takes weapon or 27 green instead of 20 rare, so that you'd go to the green one, 27, and there should be a bunch of those. So that means that you'd buy 5 of these out, so you buy it out like that, and you just buy out this whole set. Now I have bought already a set for a belt, and I believe I have all of that right now, so let's go ahead and look for that. So it's going to be a belt for my level. It's 51 rare accessory belt, and it'll be right at the very top. You see how it's not redded out? So I can make these right now. So I go over to the equipment tool here and I'd craft it. By the way, there's a portal here asking if you want to go to the workshop to go to the artisans. So you can go in there to the workshop, and the equipment tool will also be there. And this is where you would up your artisan stuff. And I'll make a whole nother video on artisans, by the way. So if you guys wanted to do artisans, you could easily do it when you see my video. So there's an equipment crafting tool at each station. For like say woodworking, there's an equipment crafting tool there, and for cooking there's equipment crafting tool there, and alchemy and yada yada, they're all equipment tools. You could use any of them. So the one that I want to go with is crit strength and slay. I don't know exactly what slay even stands for, but it's just crit and strength is what I want. And what I'm looking for is like around 9% crit. The lowest end is 5%, so I've got a 5% before and I sold it for about 5.5 million, and it only took me about, I'd say maybe 3.5 or 4 million to make it. So I didn't make a profit off of it anyways, but I'm really using just trying to create it to use it. So it's gonna take me 96,000 to create it, which is like almost nothing. So just make sure that you're creating the right one, because I at one point I did cast strength, because I thought it was crit strength. I just wasn't looking at it, but it's casting speed. So just make sure it's crit strength, so that you have that highlighted there, and then you create it. You max it out and press 1, because it's only 1, and then it'll show up on the bottom of your inventory. You can go ahead and organize it, or it's right there, so you could organize it and it'll be at the very top. So 5.8, it's really low. So what I want to do is probably resell this, because as you can see on my belt, it says equipment up there on top. I have a 6%, even though the strength is much higher on this one, and the rebel territory is where I'm at right now. It's gonna give me 4% damage in there. I kind of just don't want that low crit, so I'm gonna go back to Southgate right there with the portal. And then I'm gonna go straight to it just took me outside of the workshop. You can go back in the workshop this way, right there through that door, but I used the portal to get in there. So I'm just gonna go back up to the auction house, and remember, it took me about, I'd say, around 3.5-4 million to get this belt up and running, to get it created. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna see if on the auction house there's a belt that's going for cheaper than that for this Mashian Magic belt. So it's gonna go Mashian Magic, and then it'll just be like belt right there. So look at that. Now there are some going for very low, but that's probably not strength crit, it's strength concentration. So we're looking for strength crit. So this is 6 million for this one. So strength crit, this one's strength concentration. Looks like there's only one so far that's strength crit. This one has strength crit as well, and it's going for 4.5. So I remember I created this for around 3.5-4 million. So I'm trying to at least get 4 million back. And this is on the second page, that's 4.5, so it goes by the time that you put it in. And this one's 6.3, 5.8, so that means that I'm going to go ahead and hit up my listings here. I'm going to put it in there, and then hopefully somebody doesn't look at the other page. I'm going to try to sell it for 5,100,000, and let's just put it as 111, so it looks kind of different than others. Maybe people are going to be like, oh, like that one is way cheaper. Oh, way cheaper than this one by like 900k, and it's almost the same crit. Also, the rebel territory percent is a little bit higher, so maybe they're gonna buy that one. Hopefully they don't look at the second page and be like, oh well, why don't I just buy this one? It's +3 anyways. But yeah, that's just a quick tutorial on telling you guys how to create items and how to make money just quickly on the trade office if you do have a little bit of money saved up and want to make some items, or you're just trying to make an item for yourself and run a roll around a 9% crit or higher. So that's about it for this one, guys. Thank you all for watching. Definitely check out my channel and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. It would help a lot. As always, thank you for watching, and take it easy. Peace.